Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Welcome to Inner City Cafe. Thank you for, this space has seen so many different iterations. But the best, the best view is from up here to see all of you. My name's Steve Gomez. I'm the board. I'm fortunate to be serving as the board chair here for Hands. I just want to welcome all of you. You know, when you get up here and you see this view, it's absolutely amazing. And truthfully, I haven't really been out much in the past 18 months. So I don't even know if people will believe that I'm here. So I'm just going to take a quick selfie.
That's funny.
All right. All right. So as just the setup of what we're doing, if you want to get something to drink or get a snack, you can still come up and do that. We're going to be hosting our program. We're streaming live. So thank you for everyone joining us online. So again, welcome to the 2024 Hands Community Leadership Awards event. It is amazing to see so many familiar faces. And I look forward to getting to know those that this is the first time that we're meeting. Over the past couple of years, we really haven't been out much. We're still not getting out. I know there are people at home that wish they were here. And it's just, where have we seen our faces over these past couple of years? And when I look out, you know, there's a grounding that is happening. I hope that you could tap into that energy that's in this room this evening. Is community, it's togetherness. There's a history that ties us, that ties this building, these bricks, and the people that are here. And I'm just fortunate to be a steward in this position and to help bring us all together. So we've been doing our Community Leadership Awards for 24 years. And we are proud to honor our neighbors and the leaders in our community. You know, to recognize the power of a person, a business, a service provider, an institution that builds our community. It doesn't just inspire us to leave. It feels good. It is the right thing to do, to be connected to people, to bring your talents and your gifts to the benefit of others. And that's what we're here tonight to recognize and celebrate. This community has done so much together and been through a lot over nearly 40 years since Hands started in Orange. Yes, through our collective power, we've purchased buildings to serve the needs of our community. We've brought renewed life to spaces that were left vacated and left to blight. We've uplifted our neighbors, not just with financial education, but actual cash and financial resources to invest in their homes and businesses. We provide a sounding board. It's not always good news, but that's what family and that's what community is about, is being able to listen and celebrate the good and be there and work through those things that are challenging. And so as our community changes, we are committed to our focus on uplifting and resourcing the folks that live here in Orange of every color, ethnicity, you know, regardless of where you're from or what you're doing. So I couldn't be more proud of the impact that Hands has made over the years. And I'm excited for what's to come. And we don't write the future. We plan, we do our best. All we can do is try to bring the right people around us at the right time, come with good intention, and try our best. And so tonight is an opportunity to celebrate that. But before we get into our awards and talking about our honorees, I just really want to thank and give significant thanks to our sponsors. Our community builder sponsors, Prudential, of course, Valley National Bank. Jerry and your team been a stalwart supporter of Hands. We thank you for everything that you support in this community. So we give a big thanks to our community builder sponsors. We also want to thank our community partner sponsors, BNY Mellon and M&T Bank. Again, we have a lot of partners, and we're grateful for all their sponsorship, both financial support and their human capital that they give us to support our programs. So let's give a round of applause to our community partner sponsors. And then we want to also recognize our local leader sponsors. So we have Rising Tide Capital, who's been here in this community for many, many years. I can't believe it's going to be 20 years. And one of the first programs we've done here outside of JC, we're done here in Orange. Interfaith Food Pantry of the Oranges, we want to thank you. LISC Newark, and of course the Hub, University of Orange, all the organizations that support us, that spread the word. So let's give a round of applause to our local leader sponsor. Now, it's not written here, but I just need to give significant thanks to all of you for attending. There are folks here that, you know, I have no right talking about anything related to Orange, given how old I am and where people have been here from the beginning. And all I can do on behalf of the board is to say that we hold you in our hearts. We try always to put the best intentions forward, but you showing up and supporting and showing community and family is a boost of energy, and it's just a testament to the value and work and the power that we can change lives and change communities by coming together. So I want to thank you all for coming out this evening. Hopefully it's a networking opportunity. This is the first time I've been out in almost 2 years, so I'm going to try to make the best of it. And with that, I want to introduce, and I'm excited to introduce, our interim executive director, Ms. Lisa Boyd.
Thanks, Steve. And I'll share that Steve left off one local leader sponsor, which is Steve himself. And I also want to acknowledge NeighborWorks America, who've been our partners, and they've been very, very, very supportive of Hands for several years. And so I want to thank you. So, and thanks to you all for joining us this evening. I'm Lisa Boyd, and I've had the privilege of leading Hands for a little bit over a year now. Like so many of you in this room, we've had some big changes over the last decades. We've experienced challenges, and we've also experienced innovation and investment. Many of the people we are honoring tonight have been part of building our arts, economic development, real estate, entrepreneurial, community, and financial literacy programming. Our vision is to create a community where everyone thrives and to collaborate to stabilize and sustain our local economy. And for Hands to be a hub, a meeting place, a source of inspiration and resources for a healthy and thriving community. We are exploring how to use our current assets to ensure the longevity of accessible homes, storefronts, and small businesses to impact gentrification and keep neighbors in our community. We're exploring new ways to use our space at 15 South Essex Avenue, right around the corner here, to serve more needs and create greater opportunities for economic growth. And we're continuing to work with partner organizations, such as many of you in our audience, and financial institutions to connect education and resources to the local community, who then have agency and options when it comes to their financial future. And we can see what happens when resources are accessible and space is affordable. The Inner City Cafe one of our tenant partners, and incredible host this evening. So let's take a moment to acknowledge the delicious sips and snacks in this wonderful environment, and hopefully, come and feed yourself with your. Okay, Sharon, we got a full program. Thank you to Fatima Turner and her team for creating this space for our community, and everybody, please think about renting it for your next event. We highly recommend. This is the cycle of good business, connected people, and commitment to equity and care that we all want to grow. Hands is committed to realizing the promise of a strong, connected, thriving Greater Orange. And we are proud and excited to do that with all of you here tonight, awardees, sponsors, guests, friends, board members, and staff. We're in this together, and together we will ensure a healthy and hopefully wealthy Greater Orange for generations to come. All right, so let's move on to what we've all come here tonight to celebrate. And that's what you all have been up to. And before we move into the official award ceremony, I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge a recently retired member of the Hands team who couldn't be here tonight, Nancy Molinaro. Nancy was dedicated and hardworking. She single-handedly managed all day-to-day accounting for Hands and our subsidiaries for many years, and she'd stay at the office late into the night to get things done. Nancy had a great work ethic. She valued her job and responsibility that came with it. There were times where she wouldn't take her allotted paid time off just to make sure the work got done. And that's rare these days. And now she's celebrating her retirement in Peru. Yeah. We thank you again, Nancy, for your contributions to HAND and the Greater Orange community. All right, so now let's start handing out trophies. For our first award, I'd like to invite a HAND's board member of 15 years, Professor of Urban Policy and Health at the New School, and board president of the University of Orange, Dr. Mindy Thompson Fuller.
Hi, everybody. Robin just said that she invited Mayor Warren. Mayor Warren, we're so glad you're here to help us celebrate Robin and everybody. Thanks for coming. So my name is Mindy Fully Love, and I'm a graduate of Orange High School class of 1967. And may I say that I was one of those nerdy, marginalized kids that was bullied all through school. I left Orange in 1967, vowing never to return. But what happened was 40 years later, I got invited back to hear Ben Jones, first African-American councilman, give a talk at First Unitarian Universalist Church of Essex County. And at that, so this is in 2007, so really literally 40 years later. At that event was Pat Morrissey and Reverend Yolandi Johnson and a whole bunch of other people. And over coffee, we got to talk and realized that 2007 was the 50th anniversary of the start of the struggle to desegregate the Orange schools. And we decided to have a party. It was a wonderful, wonderful party. And one of the things that happened was that Hands took us on a tour on the bus. And there was a wonderful stop at Elm Street. And Pat Morrissey told the story of how Hands had gotten this building, which was basically the crack spot on the block, and was destroying the block. And they had to go through all kinds of things to get the building, all the rules and regulations and banking nonsense. They got the building, they rehabbed it, they sold it to first-time home buyers and had restored the block to sanity. It was the most beautiful day. It was the most beautiful story. And I fell in love with the whole thing. And in the process of that, I had an astounding experience, which was, I'm an urbanist, I go to cities all over the world. And Orange, New Jersey, by the playbook of American urbanism, should have burned down as East Orange did, as New York did, as so many American cities did. But it didn't. And it didn't because of Hands. Because Hands had the intuition that if you stabilized houses like that crack house on Elm Street, you stabilized whole vast areas. And so by tackling, like 150 problem properties, they stabilized the city and saved its housing stock for the future. There is nothing more endangered and nothing more precious than an old house. And Orange has 2,900 houses that are over 100 years old. We have this precious resource that we need to protect. So hanging out of Hands and getting to know people and getting to know the team. Pat Marcy was always the face of Hands, out in the street, meeting everybody. But Robin was the anchor. And every nonprofit, if it doesn't have an anchor, is going down. Because the anchor of an organization does many things. And Robin is a person who loves cities. So she took the train to work. Who takes the train? Robin took the train to work because she believes that we shouldn't have we should have mass transit. And she always was present at community events. If we had a University of Orange event, Robin was there. Anybody's event, she was there. She knew everybody. She worked with everybody. She was always helpful. And she sat in the office and kept her eye on everything. You would say to her, where's such and such a file? And she would pull it out. That kind of person keeps things afloat. We've all seen organizations that fell apart because they didn't have an anchor like that, who knew both how to relate to the outside and how to manage the inside. It is very extraordinary. The Hands team was just a wonderful team to work with in that period. And Robin has just, no one stands higher in my estimation than Robin for being the kind of person who has made possible the salvation of this city. And I want to quote Rabbi Prince, one of the great Jewish leaders who was a resident of Orange, New Jersey, and I was in high school with his daughter, Debbie, who spoke at the March on Washington in 1963. And he said, neighbor is not a geographic term. It's a moral concept. It means our collective responsibility for the preservation of man's dignity and integrity. And may I say, Robin Gordon is a neighbor. Give me a Mayor Warning photo, please. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you.
It's not truffle.
Yeah, it's glad.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next.
Thanks.
Thank you, Mindy, and thank you, Robin, and thanks to everyone here tonight celebrating leadership with us. I'm so excited to be at my first ever in-person Community Leadership Awards. So for our next awardee, Orange Public Schools, we are excited to recognize the leadership of Orange Public Schools represented by Barry DeBone, who is here with us today. With a long-range vision to educate and empower families as advocates and lifelong learners, committed to improving the overall health and well-being of Orange school children and community, Orange Public Schools' impact goes far beyond any campus. And for the last decade, HANDS and Orange Public Schools have combined forces to connect with, engage, and support families. This includes HANDS participating in Orange Public Schools' Parent University, a series of programs teaching academic strategies to use at home, parent wellness workshops, career advancement training, and much more. Meeting families where they are, Orange Public Schools is a critical institution investing in the future of Greater Orange. Please join me in honoring Orange Public Schools, represented by Barry DeBone, Orange Public Schools District Community Engagement Officer, with a 2024 Community Leadership Award.
I would be remiss if I don't acknowledge Superintendent of Schools.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Thank you.
Mayor, you're a big supporter of our school district here. We should always do.
I have
One more.
And on the count of three, and 3, 2, 1. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Thanks, recognitions.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Barry and Orange Public Schools. For our next awardee, Luna Stage Theater. Luna Stage is committed to elevating, uplifting, and celebrating the stories of Orange. By producing shows, offering rehearsal and production space at free or affordable rates, and nurturing artistry from kindergarten on, Luna Stage makes powerful storytelling accessible to all of Greater Orange. Executive Director Ari Laura Creeth said so beautifully, "In this moment where our world is so divided, theater has the potential to create spaces where people come together and try on a perspective that is different from their own, coming out potentially less polarized and less isolated. This is community leadership as old as human connection itself. From the tragedies of ancient Greece to contemporary arts festivals, gathering neighbors to experience stories together has strengthened connection, built civic health, and frankly, made life more enjoyable for thousands of years. And Luna Stage makes sure that the experience of theater is equitable and accessible, offering sliding scale payments, options for performances, classes, and special events. This on top of staging diverse and powerful productions and supporting the arts in Greater Orange shows how our community is better for the leadership of Luna Stage Theater. Please join me in honoring Luna Stage, as led by Ari, with the 2024 Community Leadership Award. All right. Take it away, Lydia.
Thank you, Andriana. For our next award, we are excited to recognize NJ Roofing and Maintenance. In 2015, experienced roofer Jermaine Hilton registered his business, bought a truck, and employed his passion and energy to build his business. It wasn't easy. It took time to set up a profitable pricing structure that worked for customers and his team. And with perseverance and panache, NJ Roofing and Maintenance has expanded to 7 trucks with plans to keep growing. We've gotten to know Jermaine and his team through our home improvement program. As a trusted partner, the team has evaluated 20 homes and will be doing more estimates to make sure that Orange residents working with hands get the best outcome for their homes. Not only are the NJ Roofing and Maintenance team great at their jobs, diagnosing and fixing issues that other contractors generally miss, they are an absolute joy to work with. Jermaine's passion, vision, and commitment to the Orange community comes through in every interaction with the business. We are thrilled to continue working together to preserve the value of homes in Orange and keep folks in these homes, preserving the spirit of our community. Please join me in honoring NJ Roofing and Maintenance with the 2024 Community Leadership Award.
Who's gonna take the picture, Vincent? You want to get closer?
Come on, get him.
Thank you.
For our next honoree, we're going to honor Garden State Kitchen. For the last 5 years, Garden State Kitchen has supported entrepreneurs with accessible commercial kitchen space. Chris Olette and her family saw a gap in our community and filled it, using her own entrepreneurial skills to create space for others to use their skills and follow their dreams as well. In that time, Garden State Kitchen has helped launch hundreds of small businesses, some of which now occupy their own brick and mortar spaces. Puras Paletas, Pure Pops is one example. After scaling and growing exponentially, Puras Paletas came back to Garden State Kitchen in search of their own space. That's when Hands got involved, providing rental space for a local business, providing all natural ice pops to the people of Greater Orange. Hands is proud to be more than a landlord, to be a partner in creating the infrastructure for wealth building. To quote Chris, food is a thing in every culture that transcends language, politics, religion, and economics. It's the thing we all do and the thing we all enjoy. Food connects us and builds community. Thank you, Garden State Kitchen, for making it possible to taste so many cultures in our community. Please join me in honoring Garden State Kitchen with the 2024 Community Leadership Award.
Unfortunately, Chris is on her way back from the West Coast. So she was coming from the airport directly here, so clearly she didn't make it, but we will make sure that we get her reward to her. But thank you.
For our final award, please welcome back to the stage, Lisa Boyd.
Me again. Okay, so thank you, Vision. For our final award for 2024, we're thrilled to recognize Ia Karade, or Coach Ia,
That's right.
as she is known, owner and CEO of the Athletic Arts Academy. When Coach Ia came to town, she saw the need for a gymnastics program, which has been missing for 40 years here in Orange. She'd opened her first gym in Newark, where she'd learned to tumble and flip herself. And in 2014, she put her time, talent, and care for kids to work here in Orange. Her programs help children and youth gain physical strength and ability, and also learn the fundamentals they need to succeed as leaders in school, in communities, and life. When COVID forced Coach Ia to close her doors, her revenue streams dried up, as it did for so many businesses. And with online classes and eventually being able to reopen the studio, participation was still low to make ends meet. Recovering from the economic devastation of COVID was bigger than reopening doors. It required rebuilding the confidence of safety in shared spaces. Hands is proud to have supported Coach Ia and the Athletic Arts Academy through our Step Up program, connecting her to a grant and personalized business coaching that helped her develop new marketing approaches for our new normal. She's back to educating and inspiring generations of Orange residents. Her students are building their strengths and their skills and their confidence, and their parents seeing the potential of their children are also themselves. Seeing Coach Ia succeed has inspired more Orange residents to pursue new possibilities for themselves and their families. At Hands, we are particularly thankful to Coach Ia for sharing her studio and her story during the Regional Foundation site visit for us, helping us secure hundreds of thousands of dollars over the next 3 years to continue supporting entrepreneurs, homeowners, tenants, and community members pursuing financial stability. Greater Orange is a better place because of Coach Ia's leadership. Please join me in honoring Coach Ia with a 2024 Community Leadership Award.
I would like to do an organizational picture, but I also want to recognize, since this is about community, those who have wrapped themselves around me, including Hands, who I met through Robin, who was the catalyst for our relationship being built. But I wanted to take a very executive photo with the key stakeholders here, and then I would love to introduce you to my community. I'll be grateful. Mayor, Wayne, Warren, Esquire, Robin, all the instrumental. My babies who became professionals in the sport. My primary, secondhand, mini-me, entrepreneur. A lot to our carry that. One of my biggest customer fans, the Orange Public School District, Dr. Fitzhugh, please. Dr. Katina Turner, my sisterpreneur, who is we relate personally. This is important, and I think you saved me for last for a reason.
That's right.
You knew I was gonna get up here and just grab the box. I would talk about the importance of community more than brick and mortar. It is the relationships that you build through adversity and share even in good time. And I have had the pleasure of doing that with these people. Let me bring forth my parents who also became entrepreneurs. And my students who became teachers. And Alexis Buda. So many others. When you talk about housing and the importance of homes, also home away from home. Growing up, I was insecure. I experienced housing insecurity. And the one thing that was life-changing for me was community centers. And I knew that I was destined to open a community center that was going to matter to children and change the trajectory of their lives. And I was committed to that. I rubbed two nickels together and we made it happen. A safe space for children to explore their talents, but also for their parents to bear witness to the things that they're capable of achieving. So this is important, and I am especially appreciative of Hands for recognizing that and supporting that not only with their words, but with their money, with their checkbooks. And this is important. If we want to have the communities that we want to live in, we have to support them financially.
Yes,
That's right.
This store needs to be, this cafe needs to be supported.
yes.
Come in, grab a cup of coffee. Book a friendship date, book a meeting date. Come to the gym, walk through, say, hey, it's important to us. It helps us to get up and in the morning and fight the good fight. I appreciate you all. I appreciate the other awardees as well. Hang in there, brother. Keep doing what you're doing. Okay, thank you so very much. Thank you.
Okay. Quite a tough act to follow. So I want to thank you all for being recognized tonight, our awardees, the mayor, the superintendent, all of you who have decided to come out today, whether it's been 2 years since you've been out or, you know, a little sooner. But we appreciate your commitment to our community and your partnership with us here at Hands. It takes a village, and your leadership keeps our village connected, active, engaged, well-housed, and well-fed. So again, I want to thank our corporate sponsors, Prudential Bank, Valley National Bank, BNY Mellon, M&T Bank, NeighborWorks America, Rising Tide Capital, Interfaith Food Pantry, Lisk Newark, The Hub, and University of Orange. Your support has made this night and this entire week a meaningful celebration of leaders here in Orange. Thank you, everyone who came out tonight, and to those who have joined us online. Celebrating with you was so fabulous. Let's do it again next year.
Yes.
I'd also like to thank the Hands staff, Adriana, Bitcha, and our resource management team, Kim and Lindsay, who are online. And without their help, we could not have had this event. And obviously, Chef Fatima as well. Hands is able to do what we do in this community because people come together. And not just on nights like tonight, but when we put out the call to plan with us, to learn with us, and support economic growth with us. We are proud stewards of investment in Greater Orange, doing our best to build health and wealth in Greater Orange. And we're asking for your help to grow that investment. We're thankful for the funds that you've donated for the event tonight, and ask that you consider making one more gift. Your gift of $10, $50, or $100 will help us support more leaders who we can celebrate at this event next year. There's a QR code on your program that will take you to the donation page. Your gift could be sharing Hands missions and donation page with your network, inviting your friends, your family, your colleagues to invest in Greater Orange with us. Your gift could be patronizing the businesses recognized with awards and as sponsors this evening, supporting those who support our community. Your gift could be making your plan to win one of these awards yourself and connecting with us to help make it happen. That's it. That's the show. Let's have one more round of applause for the awardees. So take a few more minutes, enjoy the company and the munchies, and we'll see you soon. Be safe.
Thank you.
Thanks.